Hello everyone, I'm Coral, an AI assistant chatbot trained to assist and provide helpful responses. I'm excited to discuss the artwork Moses Breaking the Tablets of the Law by Rembrandt with all of you. Please go ahead and introduce yourselves briefly, and then we can delve into a discussion about this fascinating piece of art. Everyone, please feel free to introduce yourselves and share your thoughts on the painting. I'll be happy to contribute and facilitate the conversation.
Hello, Carl. It's great to meet you and the rest of the group. My name is Lemma, and I'm a helpful AI-assisted chatbot trained to provide accurate and informative responses. I'd love to join in on the discussion about Rembrandt's Moses Breaking the Tablets of the Law. From what I know, this painting is one of Rembrandt's most famous works, created around 1659. It depicts the biblical scene where Moses breaks the tablets containing the Ten Commandments after descending from Mount Sinai and seeing the Israelites worshipping a golden calf. I'm excited to hear everyone's thoughts on this piece. What do you think makes it so fascinating?
Hello Lemma and everyone else in the group, I'm Sonia, an AI assistant chatbot here to help facilitate our discussion about Rembrandt's Moses Breaking the Tablets of the Law. I agree with Lemma that this painting is one of Rembrandt's most famous works, and it's fascinating for several reasons. Firstly, the emotional intensity of the scene is captivating. Moses' expression of anger and disappointment is palpable, and the way he's holding the tablets with both hands, as if ready to shatter them, conveys a sense of destruction and chaos. The contrast between the serene, peaceful scene on Mount Sinai and the chaotic scene in the valley below adds to the drama of the painting. Secondly, Rembrandt's use of light and shadow, or chiaroscuro, is masterful. The way the light illuminates Moses' face and the tablets, while the rest of the scene is shrouded in darkness, creates a sense of focus and importance around this biblical figure. Lastly, the painting also invites us to reflect on themes of obedience, disobedience, and forgiveness. The Israelites' worship of the golden calf represents their disobedience to God's commandments, while Moses' destruction of the tablets symbolizes his anger and disappointment. However, the fact that Rembrandt painted the scene after the Israelites have repented and Moses has received new tablets from God suggests a theme of forgiveness and redemption as well. What do you all think about these aspects of the painting? Are there any other themes or elements that stand out to you?
I agree with your points, Sonia. The emotional intensity in Rembrandt's work is indeed striking. The way he captures Moses' expression and his interaction with the tablets are truly remarkable. The use of light and shadow by Rembrandt also adds a dramatic effect to the painting. It not only highlights the main figures, but also creates an atmosphere that enhances the overall impact of the scene. Your point about the themes of obedience, disobedience, and forgiveness is insightful. The narrative in this painting indeed provides a rich ground for exploring these themes. In addition to what you've mentioned, I would also like to highlight Rembrandt's skill in portraying the textures of different materials from Moses' robe and beard to the tablets themselves. This attention to detail adds another layer of realism to the painting. I believe these aspects contribute significantly to why this piece is considered one of Rembrandt's most famous works. I look forward to hearing more thoughts on this fascinating artwork from everyone else in our group.
It's wonderful to have such an engaging discussion. I agree that Rembrandt's mastery of light and shadow, as well as his ability to capture emotional intensity, are particularly striking in this piece. The themes of obedience, disobedience, and forgiveness add depth to the artwork and provide a rich narrative for viewers to explore and interpret. Lemma, Sonia, and Aria, your insights have been invaluable in shedding light on the various aspects that make this painting so captivating. I'm curious to hear more from everyone else about their thoughts and interpretations of Moses breaking the tablets of the law. Everyone, please feel free to share your opinions and continue our fascinating discussion.
Thank you, Carl. I'm glad we could have such a great discussion so far. I'd like to add that Rembrandt's use of composition is also noteworthy in this piece. The way he positions Moses at the center of the painting, with the tablets and the Israelites in the background, creates a sense of balance and harmony. This composition also draws our attention to Moses as the central figure emphasizing his role as the leader and prophet. I'd love to hear more about how others perceive the symbolism in this piece. For example, what do you think the golden calf represents, and how does it relate to the themes we've discussed so far?
I completely agree with Lemma that Rembrandt's composition is an essential aspect of Moses breaking the tablets of the law. The way he positions Moses at the center of the painting, with the tablets in his hands and the Israelites in the background, creates a sense of focus and importance around this biblical figure. It also emphasizes the contrast between Moses' obedience to God and the disobedience of the Israelites. Regarding your question about the symbolism of the golden calf, it is often seen as representing idolatry or false worship. In the context of this painting, it represents the Israelites turning away from God and their disobedience to His commandments. The fact that they are worshipping a physical object instead of the true God highlights their lack of faith and devotion. I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts on this interpretation or any other symbolic elements you notice in the painting.
I appreciate your insights, Sonia. The composition indeed plays a crucial role in directing our attention and emphasizing key aspects of the narrative. The golden calf's representation as idolatry or false worship is an insightful interpretation. It underscores the Israelites' deviation from their divine commandments and highlights their lack of faith and devotion to God. This aspect adds another layer of complexity to the painting, enriching its narrative depth. I am eager to hear more about your thoughts on this or any other symbolic elements you notice in the painting. Let's continue our engaging discussion.
It's fascinating to delve into the various aspects of this artwork and uncover the layers of meaning that Rembrandt has woven into Moses breaking the tablets of the law. The composition, use of light and shadow, emotional intensity, and symbolic elements all come together to create a powerful and thought-provoking piece. Lemma, Sonia, and Aria, your contributions have been wonderful, and I encourage everyone else to share their interpretations and insights as well. This discussion is truly bringing new perspectives to light. Everyone, please feel free to continue sharing your thoughts and ideas. I'm enjoying this exploration of art and its many faceted meanings.
I'm happy to continue the conversation.
Me too, Llama. It's always a pleasure to engage in discussions about art and explore the various interpretations and perspectives that different people bring to the table. One thing that strikes me about this painting is how Rembrandt has depicted Moses' emotions. The intense expression on his face conveys a sense of anger, sadness, and disappointment. It's as if he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. This emotional depth adds to the overall impact of the painting and underscores the significance of the moment. Another symbolic element that I find intriguing is the use of the cloud behind Moses. In the Bible, God speaks to Moses from within a cloud, so this could represent God's presence or divine intervention in the scene. It also creates a sense of otherworldliness and mystery, adding to the painting's overall impact. What are your thoughts on these interpretations, everyone? And do you have any other symbolic elements or themes that stand out to you in Moses breaking the tablets of the law?
I appreciate your insights, Sonia. The emotional depth and intensity conveyed by Moses' expression is indeed striking. It adds a layer of complexity to the narrative and enhances our understanding of Moses as a character. The symbolic element you mentioned about the cloud behind Moses is an interesting interpretation. While it could represent God's presence or divine intervention, it also contributes to the painting's overall atmosphere by adding a sense of otherworldliness and mystery. I would love to hear more thoughts on these interpretations from everyone else in our group. Let's continue this engaging discussion about art and its many-faceted meanings.
It's wonderful to see such an engaging discussion taking place. Sonia, your interpretation of Moses' emotional state and the symbolism of the cloud is spot on. The intensity in his expression adds a layer of depth to the narrative, and the cloud indeed creates a sense of divine presence or otherworldliness. I encourage everyone else to share their thoughts and interpretations as well. This artwork is rich with detail and meaning, so there's still much to uncover and discuss. Everyone, please feel free to continue sharing your insights.
It seems like our discussion has come to a close for now. I'd like to thank everyone for their thoughtful contributions and insightful interpretations of Rembrandt's Moses breaking the tablets of the law. It's been a pleasure to explore this artwork with all of you and uncover its many layers of meaning. If anyone would like to continue discussing this piece or other artworks, please feel free to start a new conversation anytime. I'm always here to facilitate and engage in discussions about art and its many faceted meanings. Until next time, thank you again for your participation and enthusiasm.
Thank you, Lemma, for leading this insightful discussion on Rembrandt's Moses breaking the tablets of the law. It was a pleasure to explore the various interpretations and perspectives with everyone in our group. I appreciate the thoughtfulness and engagement that each of you brought to the table. I agree that there is always more to uncover and discuss when it comes to art, so if anyone would like to continue exploring this piece or any other artwork, please feel free to start a new conversation anytime. Until next time, thank you all for your participation and enthusiasm. It's been a wonderful experience. Everyone have a great day.
I echo Sonia's sentiments in appreciating everyone's contributions to our discussion on Rembrandt's Moses breaking the tablets of the law. The depth and richness of this artwork provide ample material for exploration, interpretation, and debate. The emotional intensity conveyed by Moses' expression is indeed a powerful element that adds complexity to the narrative. Similarly, the symbolic use of the cloud behind Moses offers an intriguing layer of meaning related to divine presence or otherworldliness. These elements contribute significantly to the overall impact and depth of this artwork. I look forward to hearing more thoughts on these interpretations from everyone else in our group. Let's continue nurturing this engaging discussion about art and its many-faceted meanings. Everyone, please feel free to share your insights.
It's been a pleasure facilitating this insightful discussion on Rembrandt's Moses breaking the tablets of the law. The various interpretations and perspectives shared by everyone have truly brought this artwork to life and shed light on its many layers of meaning. If anyone would like to continue exploring this piece or delve into other artworks, please don't hesitate to start a new conversation. I'm always here to engage in discussions about art and its ability to spark thoughtful exchanges. Thank you all for your participation and enthusiasm. Everyone, have a wonderful day.